New Orleans Saints at home week 6, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak.
I mean, this is a big 4th down coming up. There they come, backpedaling and just thrown downfield, incomplete. There are no flags, and the Chiefs will take over on downs as Mason Tipton was the target.
They get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, had a few extra days to try and forget that heartbreaking TNF loss they took last week.
That's fired, that's caught, and that is Hodge, and Hodge is going to take it to the end zone. A most improbable win for the Atlanta Falcons.
As painful as the loss was to OG Orangesicle Nation, they just happened to be the team on the losing end of a gem of a game. Plenty to be optimistic about still. When are we going to see the return of those Baker's House commercials, right? Mayfield struts into this one with chest puffed, 3 touchdowns, 19 for 24 last week, rating over 135, no picks, his digits for the year top shelf.
Wide open, Evans, touchdown. It is the 100th touchdown of his career on 99 receptions.
Saints secondary, always a tough draw. They didn't beat Patrick Mahomes, but they didn't give up any touchdowns to him. Picked him off once, held him to a sub-90 rate. For the year, 71.9 rating allowed, 3rd lowest, 1 touchdown allowed, 7 INTs.
Mahomes, nowhere to go. And that's the 3rd straight red zone stop.
They did give up a lot of yards week 5, gave up 130 to Juju Smith-Schuster. Cornerback Marshawn Lattimore was not to blame, though. Get him back in the ring with Mike Evans, right? This is some beef. And they aren't just rapping at each other when they play, more like some Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor type action. Evans scored twice versus Atlanta, 62 yards.
Comes back the other way, wide open, touchdown. So Evans comes back into the game and scores.
The undercard isn't bad either. Nickel cornerback Alontae Taylor going at it with Chris Godwin, slot man extraordinaire, at least 5 catches each game so far, 50-plus yards.
Mayfield fires, it's caught inside the 5-yard line, and it's a 1st down and goal. Chris Godwin.
Saints defense did give up 70 yards to Travis Kelce. Now they get tight end Cade Otton, who had some big catches for the Bucs last week, 44 yards.
Caught and blocking out in front as he goes to the tight end, and that's Cade Otton.
Will the Saints be able to harass Baker? Bucs O-line not easy to beat. Just 1 sack taken, 1 QB hit taken versus Atlanta, sub-20 pressure rate. That's the good stuff.
What a great job of getting this ball out.
Now, Atlanta's pass rush has struggled to bag anyone this year. New Orleans has Carl Granderson, Chase Young, who blew up Mahomes once, and Brian Bresee, Basinger. Man, I've heard his name 18 different ways since he was drafted. Bresee?
And it will be Bresee getting the sack.
Bucs rush game rolls in off a strong showing. Bucky Irving had that fumble, but he was also good for 4.9 a carry on his 9 tries. He's looked pretty good so far.
Again, a good run. This time, breaking tackles goes Bucky Irving, and we talked about him providing a spark for that running game.
Saints also going to get a helping of Rachaad White. He broke off a 56-yarder, 72-yard game versus the Dirty Birds.
White still moving and explodes here for 56.
Those two go up against a tough Saints run defense. Yes, over 100 yards allowed to Kareem Hunt, but 3.8 a run. It was 27 attempts.
Hunt brought down this time. Well played by Bresee.
New Orleans defense wasn't really the problem week 5, isn't usually the problem with them. It's the offense that lacks consistency. 13 points versus Kansas City, and now no Derek Carr. He's out a few weeks hurt. Jake Haener came in Carr's place last week. He was drafted in the 4th round last year.
Haener doesn't want him to go home. This is
Haener's moment.
They could also roll with rookie Spencer Rattler, who they picked up in the 5th of this year's draft. Was unclear midweek who they were going to go with. Wide receiver Chris Olave either way enters cold. 10 yards on 4 looks. Rashid Shaheed, the one Saint who produced something, 4 catches, 86 yards, hauled in a long TD.
Shaheed! He's got it for the touchdown!
Whoever QBs for the Saints at least isn't taking on a hot secondary. Not many teams give up 5 bills through the air in a game. That's what the Bucs did last week.
And making the grab at the goal line. Mooney in there, touchdown.
Haener does have a hot pass rush on his hands. Bucs 4 sacks a week ago, had 6 the week before that. Vita Vea made it home, so did Anthony Nelson, Logan Hall twice. Those 2 sacks in back-to-back games.
Under pressure, Down he goes. And that's Logan Hall flexing his muscles.
Whoever takes snaps would welcome the kind of pass pro that Carr got from Kansas City, just 1 sack taken. I kid, we're all friends now, right? He got hit 9 times, faced pressure over 50% of the time, no quarterback under more duress week 5, seemed like Chris Jones had a backstage pass.
Has to throw it right into the ground, and there's Chris Jones again.
Bucs defense has to be able to handle quarterback runs if Taysom Hill plays, if he's healthy enough, and running back carries from Alvin Kamara, and they gave up 5.1 a run to a Kamara-like dude in Bijan Robinson, 61 yards, giving up 4.9 a carry to running back so far.
Breaking the tackle inside the 30 goes Bijan Robinson.
They've given up 4 touchdowns to QB so far too, 4.6 a run. Kamara just 2.4 a carry versus Kansas City. Quiet night on the ground.
And here is Kamara wrapped up with a loss on the play of 2.
Appreciate the Norms and Cliffs of the game preview world who got my back in the comments section when I spill a pour here and there. I see ya. And look, I'm not smart enough to be AI, so it happens. Hit the comments section as usual with your takes on the game, and as usual, we will close with our panel of 10.